This show is sponsored by Alicia's Pillows and Things. Check out the Facebook page, Alicia's Pillows and Things, where you will find home decor you will not be able to resist at prices anybody can afford. Check out the pillows and stools of your favorite sports teams. Maybe you want a set of your kid's favorite cartoon or movie character. You can also get full body and neck pillows as well. Log on to ngscsports.com and go to the Alicia's Pillows and Things tab on the homepage to complete your order. It makes a great gift for Christmas at an affordable price. NGSC Sports. We never stop.
You're listening to NGSC Sports Radio. Hear us live on ngscsports.com, where you can get awesome analysis for all things sport. Or check out our podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, iTunes, TuneIn, and much more. For our latest videos, head to NGSC Sports YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at NGSC Sports and like us on Facebook. NGSC Sports. We never stop.
Episode 290 of the Corner Fair podcast. Welcome, everyone. I'm Edward Green, joined as not always by, that's a really weird way of saying it. I need to start writing this down. I will be not joined as always by McCall and Crime Oris Bradshaw. He'll be popping up later on this Thanksgiving week episode for a little bit of Anfield Corner. So that'll be fun. I'm also recording this Wednesday morning, so unfortunately I do not have this week's Champions League matchups from Wednesday already done. But I do have the Tuesdays, so I will definitely be giving you the results of those, as well as a few quick of news and notes to go over, and maybe even do a little watch for as well. And of course, Premier League actions. Big week of Premier League action to recap, so we'll get to that as well. But this will be pretty quick, so you guys can go out and enjoy your Thanksgiving meals if that is what you like to do. If you don't, then just enjoy this with a nice cup of gazpacho, because that's what people do sometimes. You don't know my life. Anyway, as always, the podcast is presented by NGSC Sports at ngscsports.com. We never stop, as well as Alicia's Pills and Things. Now listen, it's coming, Arsenal fans. You know it is. Emery's not long for this world. Just go ahead and get yourself a nice, cannon body pillow to clutch when that day comes. Maybe it'll be out of clutch it. And maybe until then you clutch it out of sadness. I'm not sure. But contact Alicia at Alicia's Pillows and Things on her Facebook page, and she will get you the hookup there. She's got great things from pillows to other covers for different pieces of furniture. So go check her out at Alicia's Pillows and Things on Facebook. That is that, and we're now going to jump into the week that was in the Premier League match. Week 13 was a banger week. A lot of late goals in this one. First one coming in the 96th minute from West Ham United's... oh boy. Wait, what? What? Everything has broken for me. This is terrible. Well, let's just say... that everything went just fine and nothing happened in that match at all. Tottenham, of course, under new management with Jose Mourinho coming in and being maybe a bit of a difference maker as Tottenham gets the 3-2 win in the London Derby. 3-0 for most of the match until Mikel Antonio made it 3-1 in the 73rd minute. And a late goal from West Ham was really the reason why. There was also a goal for West Ham that was taken off for VAR, but that's okay. 3-2 is the win, so Jose Mourinho's kin at Tottenham gets off to a perfect start, and still a lot to build on as well. Fun week for Jose this week. Also, Arsenal needed a late goal just to draw Southampton 2-2. Danny Ings and George Prowse thought they had powered the Saints to a big road win, but Alexander Lacazette was having none of it with a brace. One goal in the 18th minute and in the 96th minute to keep Arsenal afloat, I guess is the best word to describe it right now. Again, not joking earlier, Emery not looking good. If they drop their Europa League match this week, maybe that's finally the last straw for them. Hopefully it's not, though. Norwich, big road win against Everton. They get the 2-0 victory there to get them a little bit further up in the point standings, and trying to get them out of this relegation scrap they're in. And for Everton, it's just, they're only 4 points clear of relegation right now. Gotta wonder how much longer Marco Silva has to last. We'll hear about this more later, I'm sure, in Anfield. But Crystal Palace falls to Liverpool late 2-1. A late equalizer from Wilfried Zaha was immediately canceled out by Roberto Firmino. Palace also had a goal somewhat controversially disallowed in the first half. Would have seen up 1-0. But Palace, we talked about it, schedule got very tough, and they're starting to fall down the table. I don't think they're that bad, but certainly they're not as good to be like 4th or 5th in the table, but they certainly do look to be at least good enough to make a good bid to stay up this season. Burnley win on the road 3-0 against struggling Watford. 2 goals coming in the final 10 minutes to put it away for Sean Dyche's men. Leicester gets a nice 2-win at Brighton and Hove. Perez and Jamie Vardy penalty got the party to the Foxes. Wolves, another small bestial animal. Yeah, sure. Wolves get a 2-1 win over the Cherries, thanks to Jean Moutinho and Raul Jimenez. They get the win there, and Wolves to climb very, very high up in the table to 5th place now. Not a poison chalice, Europa. Not a poison chalice, is what I'm telling you. Manchester City gets a interesting 2-1 win over Chelsea. Chelsea opened the scoring through Conte, but Kevin De Bruyne and Riyad Mahrez proved to be too much. City also had a late goal disallowed. But otherwise, a pretty comfortable win after 20 minutes. That Chelsea held control. City gets to try and keep up with Liverpool and make a challenge for title this year. Sunday's result saw Manchester United come all the way back from down 2-0 against Sheffield United, only to give away the game late. Sheffield United went 2-up through Lacey in the 52nd minute. For 10 minutes, Manchester United got them right back in the contest. But the 90th minute goal coming through from Sheffield United was the equalizer there and kept United from coming out of there with all 3 points. Well deserved from Sheffield United in this one. And only Aston Villa beat Newcastle 2-0. Cool. Fun stuff there. I'll look at your Premier League table. The results currently turn out like this. Liverpool still lead on 37 points. Leicester currently in 2nd on 29. Man City right behind them with 28. And Chelsea in 4th with 26. Wolves, Sheffield United, and Burnley in the 5th, 6th, 7th slot. Arsenal, Manchester United, and Tottenham right behind them. And then at the bottom of your heart, the relegation zone, West Ham currently sitting in 17th place just outside with 13 points. Then it's Norwich, Southampton, and Watford in 18th, 19th, and 20th places, respectively. Norwich has climbed out of the bottom of the table. That win over Everton. So that is your Premier League wrap for the week that was, the week that will be coming up on this Thanksgiving weekend. Match week 14 sees Manchester City head to Newcastle to start the weekend off. 7:30 on Saturday. 10 a.m. you get Chelsea and West Ham versus Brighton, Spurs versus Bournemouth, Burnley versus Palace, and then 12:30 the marquee matchup of Southampton Watford. Yay. On Sunday, Norwich versus Wolves versus Sheffield United. At 11:30, you get Leicester, Everton, and Manchester United versus Aston Villa. And then the holiday fixture list can start. Tuesday, At 2:30, you get Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth, and at 3:15, Burnley versus. And then on Wednesday, you get Chelsea, Aston Villa, Leicester City, Watford, and United versus Tottenham, along with Southampton, Norwich, and Wolves versus West Ham at 2:30, and then a Merseyside midweek derby, 3:15. It's Liverpool versus Everton on that Wednesday, and then on Thursday to wrap up the midweek fixtures, Sheffield versus Newcastle at 2:30, and Arsenal versus Brighton and Hove at 3:15. Yay, midweek fixtures. Love them. They're the best. I hate the holiday period so much. Anyway, so that is your Premier League. Champions League, as we have hit match week 5. Mentioned I'm only going to be matches from Tuesday. Wes will have the ones from Wednesday later on. But what we can tell you guys is that there are some definite signs of teams going ahead and moving forward in groups. Starting with Group A, PSG making a late comeback, against Real Madrid in Madrid, secures them a point and secures them the top of the group. PSG will be going through as group winners over Real Madrid, but they will both be heading through Club Brugge, currently in the group's Europa spot, thanks to a late goal against Galatasaray to draw 1-1. Bruges will be hosting Real Madrid. Galatasaray heading to PSG. Bruges leads Galatasaray for that Europa spot by 1 in the final fixture. So still that to be decided, but 1 and 2 are locked in for the group. B. Bayern Munich taking care of business at Red Star. 6-0 was the victory. Lewandowski with the quadra gets 4 goals in the span of about 15 minutes for Bayern. They take control of that match and win the group. Also advancing through with the 4-2 win over Olympiacos. Olympiacos got 2 goals in the first 8 minutes. Eric Dyer came off at 30 minutes, and then bad defensive error led Tottenham back in the game of halftime, which Dele Alli converted. Harry Kane picked up a brace in the second half, and even Serge Aurier scored a goal for Spurs as they clinched second in the group with 10 points and winning to the round of 16. Red Star currently in that Europa spot with 3 points. Olympiacos just 1. They play Greece, so if Olympiacos can find a win in their final match, they will advance to Europa League rounds. If not, it will be Red Star heading there. Group C, Manchester City has locked things up thanks to their 1-1 draw in Shakhtar on the 56th minute through Ilkay Gundogan, but Shakhtar pegged them back just 15 minutes later to get a somewhat nervy 1-1 draw at the Etihad. Shakhtar, though, big point for as they are currently sitting now in second place in the group, 1 point over Dynamo Zagreb and 2 points over Atalanta. Atalanta with a big 2-0 win over Zagreb and 0 makes them now players in to advance. And heading to Shakhtar in the final week. If they can win and City takes care of business against Dynamo Zagreb, Atalanta, currently in 4th place, can make it out and into the knockouts of the Champions League. So big stuff still to come in Group C, even if City is already through as group winners. And finally, Group D, also not quite so done and dusted as we thought it might have been at the start. Juventus beating Atletico Madrid 1-0 thanks to future Spurs Paulo Dybala's goal in the 40th minute plus 2 stoppage time in the first half gets Juventus 1-0 win. Juventus will be going through as group winners with 13 points there. Atletico right now 7 points, but just 1 up on Leverkusen. Leverkusen gets Juventus in the last week at home. Atletico gets Moscow in the last week at home. Bayer Leverkusen getting the 2-0 win, over Lokomotiv Moscow this week on the road. Lokomotiv cannot advance. They are eliminated with just 3 points. They cannot even make it at this point. So Atletico and Leverkusen will be fighting it out in separate matches to see who can make it to the round of 16 in the Champions League. So that leaves Group E, F, G, and H, which will be happening later today as I'm recording this. And still big things there. Of course, Liverpool and Napoli playing. Winner takes a stranglehold of the group. So that's, of course, big. Barcelona and Dortmund still very close to top Group F. Group G, Leipzig and Lyon look away and secure their spots. And Group H, still with 3 teams at 7 points. Ajax, Chelsea, and Valencia. And Chelsea heading to Valencia today. Ajax heading to Lille, who are looking to play with just 1 point. So that is your Champions League talk. Again, more about from that in Anfield Corner on. Weekly pimping of the Athletic here. A good story about our chairman, Sirk, threatening to resign because of how bad the situation has gotten. Hilarious, mostly from not the article so much, but how everybody is like in the comments, just kind of like, yeah, fuck off, old dude. Okay, boomer. Just nobody cares about you. So, LOL. It's so much fun to hate on Arsenal right now. Hate. Also, big news. Rumor millish stuff about how Jadon Sancho is currently being treated at Borussia Dortmund from David Ornstein, so you can go check that out. And lastly, as we close news and notes here, to Marco van Basten. Sieg Heil is never good to say. Not even as a joke. Even if you thought it was a joke. Just no. Van Basten said it. A Fox International match he was commentating on. Actually, it was a Dutch match between Ajax and Heracles. On the Fox International one, he was making fun of someone's German and said, you only know a few terms, basically, and one of them being Sieg Heil, and it's like, why would you say that? He immediately apologized for it, but just kids, there's certain things you should know not to say at this point. Sieg Heil being one of them. Don't say it, please. Thank you. All right, 4. What are we watching in the week that was and the week that will be? I'll tell you what. Watching that college basketball. Good. Almost everybody's already taken losses. Duke, just last night, losing to Stephen F. Austin at home. Holy crap. That was insane. LOL. So anyway, that happened. That's going to do it for Watch 4, I guess. Basketball, it's great. College basketball, actually. College basketball's great. So with that, let's head to Anfield Corner with Wes Bradshaw. Wes, take it away, my friend.
Hey guys, it's Wes coming to you this week with Anfield Corner, a special Day 2 Champions League recap. Edward handled the first day, the Tuesday slate of games. I'm going to give you guys the Wednesday slate of games. Of course, we're going to start off everything even before that, back on the weekend, with Liverpool making a trip to Selhurst Park and coming out with a hard-fought win over Crystal Palace, a 2-1 Liverpool victory. And the late winner this time coming from Bobby Firmino. Best in the world is Bobby Firmino. Mane opened the scoring. Zaha got him back level in the 82nd and 85th. The ball fell to Bobby in the box. A very un-Firmino-like goal. He's not usually a scrum and finish kind of guy, but he gets it in. Liverpool continue their unbeaten start to the Premier League season. They now they remain top of the league by 8 points over Leicester. City with their win over Chelsea, they stay at 9. Chelsea with their loss, they are now 11 behind Liverpool. So the Reds go marching on. 12 wins out of 13 played. 1 draw, of course, that one to United. It ain't pretty, but who gives a flip if it's pretty or not? All I care about is getting that sweet, sweet victory, as hopefully Liverpool march on to their first ever Premier League title and their first top flight title in 30 years. Now let's move on to the place where Liverpool have had more recent success. That's right, the 6-time champions of Europe. You heard it here, Ed Green. 6-time champions of Europe. They're not making it easy on themselves because, why would Liverpool do that? That's not what Liverpool does. We don't do shit the easy way. A 1-1 draw with Napoli at Anfield here on match day 5 leaves Liverpool still in the driver's seat of the group, but instead of basically having a dead match with Salzburg coming up in a few weeks,
Instead, now they're going to have to go and get a result in Salzburg. And basically, Salzburg's going to have to beat Liverpool by 2 goals and assuming that Napoli beat Genk, Salzburg had to beat Liverpool by 2 clear goals to go through, which would relegate Liverpool to the Europa League. But a 1-1 draw in the night. Dejan Lovren getting the equalizer in the 65th minute after Dries Mertens' controversial opening goal. In all honesty, probably neither of these goals should have stood. It should have been a foul at the halfway line, and Mertens was offsides. Oh well, on the opener, and then you could have easily called Lovren for a foul on the one where he got the equalizer. So maybe 0-0 would have been more appropriate here. That said, Liverpool absolutely dominated the match, dominated possession. Once Napoli got that opening goal, man, it's hard-pressed to remember an Ancelotti team that parked the bus in such Mourinho-esque style. As they got back, they played it tight. Liverpool able to get the goal off of a corner, and even then, Napoli was like, oh, the hell with this, we're sitting back. So, end of the day, Napoli comes, they get a point, and as far as that group, that does leave Liverpool top of the group with 10 points. Napoli sitting on 9 points. And like we said, Salzburg getting a win over Genk. Salzburg sits at 7 points. So for Napoli, basically I believe for Napoli, any result in the next match sends them through. And like I said, for Liverpool, they've got to either draw or not lose by more than 2 goals to Salzburg. So there's your look at that one. Salzburg, as we mentioned, a 4-1 winner over Genk. Erling Haaland scoring the 4th goal in that match. Of course, he the very impressive youngster who's on the transfer boards of a lot of big-time European teams. Taking a look around, Valencia and Chelsea in a disappointing 2-2 draw for Chelsea. They give up the late equalizer to Daniel Voss. Christian Pulisic scores his first Champions League. I believe it's his first Champions League goal for Chelsea. I may be wrong on that. Mateo Kovacic scores his first goal for Chelsea. As the Blues had a chance to book their place into the final 16, were unable to get it done. Valencia, as we said, getting the draw there. And then Ajax and Lille. Excuse me real quick. It's my scores all went away. Stupid thing. Ajax getting a 2-0 victory over Lille. So with that win, Ajax have themselves in a very good position going forward. Ajax lead that group at 10. Valencia, Chelsea both sitting at 8. And coming up in the next round of matches on that one, Chelsea versus Lille, Ajax versus Valencia. RB Leipzig has punched their ticket to their first ever round of 16, a 2-2 draw at Benfica. They were trailing 2-0 for a lot of this match. And then Emil Forsberg scores a penalty in the 90th minute, and then in the 90th plus 6 scores again to get the draw. And Leipzig are going through out of their group. Great job by them in one of those groups that was just, completely wide open the entire year that we talked about. Zenit and Lyon are going to be battling for that second spot. Benfica looks like they have found themselves on the outside looking in on this group, which I don't think was, really what was expected. They were the pot 2 team, I believe, coming out of this group. And then the other big group going on, Barcelona, a 2-1 victory over Sparta Prague. Excuse me, I've got the wrong date on that. Do have the right winner, though. Barcelona, a 3-1 winner over Dortmund. 3-1 over Dortmund. Messi was at his absolute best on the night. So Barcelona punched their ticket through. And then at the other end, Inter 3, Sparta Prague 1. And that leaves a big final day of this group coming up, as Inter now with 7, Dortmund with 7. Inter now play Barcelona on the last day of the group. but this should be a shadow Barcelona team because they've already punched their way through. Dortmund against Prague. Inter hold the head-to-head against Dortmund. So it is in the hands of Antonio Conte's Inter Milan. And kind of this behind-the-scenes infighting that's going on right now with Dortmund seems to maybe be what's been their downfall. A lot of backbiting, a lot of fighting. Jadon Sancho came off the bench to get the one goal in this match for Dortmund. He's not happy. A lot of people right now not happy at Dortmund, and it is showing on the field. So that's kind of your Champions League wrap up from the Wednesday group of matches. Coming up, the next group of matches will be Tuesday, December the 10th and Wednesday, December the 11th, and they'll flip it around. So the Liverpool group, the Inter Barcelona group, they'll be playing that first set of matches the week of the 10th. So in Liverpool go to Salzburg, Napoli host Genk, Barca go to Inter. As we said, we'll probably see a Barca B team for that one. Prague go to Dortmund, Leipzig go to Lyon, Zenit visit Benfica, Lille will take on Chelsea, and Valencia take on Ajax, with some teams still looking to punch their ticket into the knockout round of the Champions League. Liverpool coming up this weekend because, of course, this is Anfield Corner, so we're going to highlight those magnificent Reds. Liverpool on Saturday will be taking on Brighton. That's a match at Anfield. And then, of course, next week, because, hey, what the hell? We just play 2 matches a week now. That's just what we do. Next Wednesday, so we'll have this for you on the pod next Wednesday night when we pod. The first derby of the year, the Anfield Derby. Liverpool versus Everton, first Merseyside Derby of the year. Could Liverpool be the ones to finally put Marco Silva to the sword? Whew. It would be a lovely, lovely day. I'm expecting a big one out of Liverpool. Got to see what's up with Fabinho. Fabinho taking a knock in the game today. He was in a boot. Haven't heard any update on his injury. But anything with Fabinho and injury is not something that I need in my life at this point. Anyway, guys, it's been cool. It's been fun. If you're listening in America, happy Thanksgiving. If you're listening around the world, happy Thursday. I work, so, that's kind of how it works for me. Happy Thursday, world. But anyway, guys, love you. Talk to you next week. This has been this week's episode, this edition of the Anfield Wrap on the A Foreign Affair podcast.
All right. Thank you so much, Wes. That was pretty awesome. And I think we'll be getting back together next week. So can't wait for that after we've stuffed ourselves with Thanksgiving food this week. A lot of fun to be had. Of course, we hope you have that is going to bring episode 2 of the Foreign Affair podcast to a close. Want to thank, of course, NGSC Sports, as well as Alicia's Pills and Things. Also our podcast providers, including Podbean.com, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, Google Play Music, and the iTunes Music Store. So once again, we will catch you guys next week for episode 291. Until then, folks, I'm Edward Green for my call in crime, Wes Bradshaw. Stay safe, especially this Thanksgiving weekend, and enjoy the football. Soccer. Don't actually enjoy the NFL. Don't do that. That's stupid. Don't.
This show is sponsored by Alicia's Pillows and Things. Check out the Facebook page, Alicia's Pillows and Things, where you will find home decor you will not be able to resist at prices anybody can afford. Check out the pillows and stools of your favorite sports teams. Maybe you want a set of your kid's favorite cartoon or movie character. You can also get full body and neck pillows as well. Log on to NGSCsports.com and go to the Alicia's Pillows and Things tab on the homepage to complete your order. It makes a great gift for Christmas at an affordable price. NGSC Sports. We never stop.
You're listening to NGSC Sports Radio. Hear us live on NGSCsports.com, where you can get awesome analysis for all things sport. Or check out our podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, iTunes, TuneIn, and much more. For our latest videos, head to NGSC Sports YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at NGSC Sports and like us on Facebook. NGSC Sports. We never stop.